Hey guys, YouTuber 100 here, and this is just something that I've been thinking about for pretty much all day. Really, yeah. I just want to know from you guys, what are some of your favorite tag teams in pro wrestling history, and what are some of your least favorite tag teams in wrestling history? History? Yeah, yeah, because there are a lot of wrestling tag teams that we all really like, and there are also some tag teams that some of us just absolutely despise. And so I just want to know from you guys, which ones are yours? What tag teams do you really like? And what tag teams do you really dislike? Okay? And I'm going to give some of my favorite and least favorite tag teams of all time right now, too. Okay. Now I'm going to start with some of tag teams that I don't like, some of my least favorite tag teams. Now there are two different types of tag teams I don't like. Like, there are some tag teams that I just absolutely hate, and there are just some tag teams that I'm just really not a fan of, and I really just don't care for them. Alright, so let me just say them. Okay, tag teams that I just absolutely hate, one of them is, without a doubt, Chronic. Oh god, I just hate Chronic. They never had any good matches at all. I've never seen them. We all know the match that they had against Undertaker and Kane at Unforgiven 2001. That match sucked. It was one of the worst matches of 2001, maybe even the worst match of 2001. Yeah, Chronic, they were just not good works at all, and I just really hate them. Yeah, no disrespect to the late Brian Adams, rest in peace. Yeah, I just totally hate Chronic, and I just can't stand them at all. Yeah. And another tag team that I just absolutely hate, the Bushwhackers. The Bushwhackers are awful. They're always botching the crap out of everything. You saw their match at WrestleMania 5 against the Rougeos. It was horrible. Some of you, I'm sure, have seen their match against Nikolai Volkov and Iron Sheik at Heroes of Wrestling. Good God. Awful, awful, awful. Yeah, and I cannot stand the Bushwhackers. They are horrible workers. Whoever hired them in the WWE should be ashamed of themselves. And God, the Bushwhackers are just awful. Oh man, I just really hate them. Yeah. And then another tag team that I hate is just Head Cheese. Steve Blackman and Al Snow. It's not that I hate Steve Blackman and Al Snow. I don't hate them at all. It's just that with that Head Cheese storyline, things just got so goofy with them. Not only from Steve Blackman, just Al Snow. He was being so goofy, wearing that block of cheese on his head, and the Chester McCheese head or whatever at WrestleMania 16. It's just so stupid, and really, it's just horrible that WWE made Al Snow, who was an ECW original, just to make him this silly and goofy. It was just, it's just one of the dumbest things ever. Alright, and tag teams that I don't really care for too much, I'm not a fan. One of them is the world's greatest tag team, aka Team Angle, aka wrestling's greatest tag team, shown between Charlie Haas. These guys are good wrestlers, it's just, I was never really a fan of them. Ever, as tag team. They had good matches, yeah, but I just never could get behind them. And yeah, I just really didn't care for them too much, and I was just never a fan of them. Alright. Another tag team that I really didn't care for too much. This might be a little bit of a cop out here, but Los Guerreros. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was never a fan of them at all. Personally, I was never truly an Eddie Guerrero fan ever. I'm sorry, but I really wasn't. I can't lie. I am about it. And I just was really never behind them in a match at all. also, yeah, they weren't really a tag team that I really particularly cared for either. Another tag team that I really didn't care for was Money Incorporated, Ted DiBiase and IRS. Same thing, it's just that I've never been a fan of those two guys either. Yeah, I mean, they were good on the mic and all, but I just really never been a fan of either one of those guys. Yeah, and they did eventually later start the Million Dollar Corporation, but still just not a fan of either guy a lot really. And then another tag team that I really didn't care for too much is the Basham Brothers. I didn't like these guys at all. Oh, but they were kind of clever how they would always switch because they were pretty much identical. Oh, and yeah, they were clever, but I really just didn't like these guys. Okay, now some of my favorite tag teams of all time. One of them is, you guys are probably gonna, will probably be a cop out, but one of my favorites, Billy and Chuck. I just really always liked these guys. Me and my brother, were like our idols, our idol tag team. We really just liked these guys. We would always just like, when their entrance music came on, we would always just dance around to their music with them. Yeah, just Billy and Chuck, they were like a tag team we could always get behind. Yeah, Billy and Chuck, one of my favorite tag teams of all time. Another one of my favorite tag teams, the Dudley Boys, obviously. Yeah, these guys they're really awesome and they're really violent. Yeah, everything they've done with tables and the TLC matches and flaming tables, yeah, they're just a really great tag team also. Yeah, another one, obviously the Hardy Boys. Now the Hardy Boys, they are an awesome tag team. Also, I really like the Hardy Boys, and they were just a very great tag team also. Yeah, another favorite, the Hart Foundation. Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart, they were great tag team champions, and they were both great wrestlers. And yeah, Hart Foundation is probably one of my favorite old school tag teams of all time. Yeah, another one is the Nasty Boys, Brian Knobbs and Jerry Sags. I just really like these guys also. They were a great tag team, one of the most famous tag teams in wrestling history. And yeah, I just really did like these guys a lot too. Yeah, they're another one of my favorite tag teams. Yeah, another one of my favorites, obviously, is the APA. Bradshaw and Farouk. They were a great Texan and tag team. They were always ready for a fight. And yeah, they're a great tag team also, and they're also one of my favorites. Another favorite is all Too Cool, Rikishi, Sky Too Hottie, Grandmaster Sexy. Yeah, they were. I really like these guys a lot. I really like their dancing, and they always were great in the ring together with Scotty's Worm and Rikishi Stinkface and everything Grandmaster Sexy does. Yeah, they're also an awesome tag team. They're one of my favorites also. And another one of my favorite wrestling tag teams is, of course, how can they not be one? The Legion of Doom, or the Road Warriors. Hawk and Animal, these guys were absolutely great. They were a great tag team. They were great tag team champions. They're probably one of, if not the most iconic tag teams of all time. So yeah, obviously the Legion of Doom needs to be one of my favorite. And another one of my favorite tag teams was Rey Mysterio and Billy Kidman. I really did like these two guys in WCW. They were a great tag team together. I remember in the very last WCW event ever, which was the March 26th Nitro, they became the Cruiserweight Tag Team Championship. the Cruiserweight Tag Team Champions, I'm sorry, in the WCW. And they tried to team again in WWE, didn't work out too well. So yeah, they're also another one of my favorite tag teams. Okay, and some tag teams, there are some other tag teams that I like, but they're just not particularly one of my favorites. Tag teams like Edge and Christian, the Steiner Brothers, or the Rock and Sock Connection, uh, yeah, Undertaker and Kane, DX. Yeah, tag teams like that, I do like them, but they're just not particularly one of my favorite tag teams of all time, like the ones I mentioned before. But yeah, I do like them, but they're just like not particularly one of my favorite tag teams of all time. Alright, so yeah, that's just something I decided to put together, some of my favorite and least favorite tag teams of all time. You let me know what some of your favorite tag teams were in the comment section. And yeah, so thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.